Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jam and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Like really, seriously and genuinely, I appreciate you coming back and chatting with me in the comment section and just like being my friend. It's super cool. I'm feeling some feels today and I appreciate the relationships that I have with you, with people in my real life. It's just feels good today. So anyway, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, you could do that now. I upload a whole bunch of videos every single week. And if you click on the little bell and choose all, YouTube will notify you when I upload a new one, and you can choose to watch or not. It's totally up to you. No pressure from me. Either way, I just appreciate you hanging out. Today's video is going to be a yammery get ready with me. I didn't have any kind of like real plan or like talking points. I don't usually. I just wing it. Life, videos, not my eyeliner because I cannot. But you know, I don't know. This is just who I am. Hopefully you're up for that. So yeah, I'm gonna do this eye look on camera and show you all the things. Hopefully that sounds fun. All right, I should stop talking and go do my thing. I am about to have a very naked face. Brace yourself. All right, here we go. Obviously, I got my shadow shields on and I did my brows and primed my eyes. I'm going to use the blue column in the new Nomad Ghost Town USA palette. I use this a bunch. If you missed those videos, there's a whole Nomad playlist on my channel. I've really just had such a good time playing with this palette, but I feel like maybe people were getting sick of seeing the palette, so I put it away for a little bit and I've been playing with other makeups. And then today I wanted to break it out again. I really do love it. And though Nomad sent me this palette, when I get makeups, whether I buy it or, you know, Nomad sent it to me, I want to play with it. And more than just like for the views in the beginning, you know what I mean? So I decided to bust that out and couple it with the Adept palette that I got. I really want to use this shade right here. It is called Tall Sheer. I have no idea. Apparently this is from Star Trek, not Star Wars. I have no idea what I'm on about in that video. But this shade is holographic. After I played with this palette the first time, I went on to the interwebs and actually looked up the palette. You know, I can yammer about this while I'm putting on eyeshadow, so let me do that. I'm going to use my Singe Beauty EO4, and I'm going to start with Dead Man's Hand, which is that super dark blue shade. Okay, so after I played with this palette, like I said, I went onto the interwebs to learn about it. A lot of times I will like binge watch all the videos I can find about something, and then sometimes I won't look at anything. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to know anything. And with Adept, this was my very first purchase, my very first palette. I didn't want to research it and have any kind of preconceptions. Is that the word? That is not the word. Why can't I think? Any ideas in my head. So when I looked it up, I was so excited to find that eyeshadow is actually holographic. It wasn't just my imagination. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was the one thing I did get right about the palette. And I talked to Shawnee about it, Smiley Shawnee here on the YouTubes, in case you're not familiar. And she said that it seemed like maybe I just wasn't familiar with the formula because I really struggled with the first look. And it's not that I was necessarily struggling with the eyeshadow. I was struggling with the formula, but also how similar a couple of the shades were. And that just struck me as, odd. I really wasn't expecting that from the brand. From what I've heard, they're just like amazing, and I don't know, I didn't expect some of the shades to be so similar. So that gave me pause. Then I was thinking about it, and I guess a couple of the new Divina ones could be seen as similar-ish as well. So I guess it's not as uncommon as I kind of thought it was. Maybe, you know, that's why I think you have to try everything twice. That's what I always say. Because it could just be you had a shitty attitude, or you were in a bad mood, or, you know, you never know what is kind of adding to your feels on any given day. So I always try something twice. Mostly always. There's probably a few exceptions, but I was really glad that I did that second look. I will say, I don't think this palette is a standalone palette. I do think you need other mattes. I'm going to go in with Skinner Saloon, which is the light bluish gray shade in the Nomad palette. There's not nearly enough depth in the Adept palette mattes for me. But, you know, that could just be a me thing. And I'm totally fine with mixing and matching palettes. I think it's super fun, which is why I'm doing it today. I know not everyone thinks that that's a good, which is totally fine. Like, we're all allowed to feel however we want to feel about whatever we want to feel it about. But I enjoy it because I feel like then you get more palettes, you know what I mean? Like, if you're mixing and matching, your options are basically endless, only, you know, constrained by your imagination, or lack thereof in my case. So yeah, so I was pretty excited to bust this out today. I didn't really have a plan of what to do or what to talk about, so I thought I'll just, you know, come on, and whatever pops into my noggin will be the topic of conversation. So perhaps there'll be a whole lot of editing, perhaps there won't be. I guess it just depends on how my brain decides to work today. But I love these mattes in the Nomad palette. I mean, I love the shimmers too, but I'm not using those today. We're mixing and matching. I really want to use the holographic shade from the Adept palette. All right, I'm going to go back in with a different brush. Use this little, like, fluffy brush back into Dead Man's Hand, just for little buffing and blending. Do you watch a lot of TV? I don't. We don't actually have a TV in our living room. We only have one in the bedroom, because I can't go to sleep at night without watching something on TV. My brain just doesn't stop, so I only watch TV at bedtime, and it's entirely like nonsense, or, you know, something easy to watch. My favorite show of all time is The West Wing. It's like, that's just my go-to. I was struggling for a little bit, and we hadn't watched West Wing in a while. They took it off of Netflix, and though I had all the DVDs, I no longer do. I don't even have a DVD player. Mike was like, we can watch West Wing if you want to. So I bought all of the episodes, all the series on Amazon. So we've been watching West Wing. And for me, I've seen it so many times that it's like sitting down with my friends. But I also really like the Great British Baking Show, pretty much all of them. The kids version, the professionals, all of them. Love, love, love them. Do I want to put anything on my lid? You know what, let's go in with Calamity Jane. And I'm going to put that most of the way in, just to have something for that holographic shade to sit on. Anyway, I was watching the Great British Baking Show, The Professionals, and I almost always agree with the judges, but there was an episode on that made me so mad. I could not believe it. I was freaking out. Couldn't wait for Mike to come home so I could be like, can you believe they did that? I don't know. I think it's fun, but that really made me mad. I don't want to get into it too much because if you haven't seen it or you want to see it, but let's just say they made some choices that I definitely did not agree with. And I should not be allowed to judge things ever because I want everyone to win. So I've been watching the American Barbecue Showdown. There's 2 seasons of that. That's a good time. I'm really enjoying that as well. Anyway, all that to say, I like happy TV. Nothing too heavy or oogie. Okay. I don't know how this is going to, you know, I've got it on my brush dry, the hollow shade. So let's just see. Yeah, I mean dry, it could be very sparkly and pretty. So let's use it dry for a minute and see what we think. Oh, okay, that got a lot more on there than I was anticipating. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, I got the new living room furniture is all built. The guest room furniture is all upstairs. Everything is here. Mike just has to finish building the bed and then putting everything where it needs to go, and that's done. And we were talking about, you know, putting a TV in there. And he said we should buy one. I was like, we don't need to buy a TV. We have the Christmas TV. And he was like, oh, right. So if you don't know me in my regular life, we don't have a TV in the living room, like I said, but we do have an extra one that we bring down Thanksgiving Day, and it stays downstairs until Christmas Day. It's the Christmas TV. We only use it to watch Christmas movies, or if nobody's here, I will occasionally watch Shawnee on the big TV in the living room. But for a long time, the babies didn't realize that it wasn't strictly a Christmas TV because that's what we call it and that's what we watch on it. They thought you could only get Christmas movies on it. And maybe I should have told them the truth, but I'm comfortable with letting them assume that you couldn't. TV during the day causes me to have quite a bit of anxiety. I just wet my brush a little bit. Let's see if we can see a difference. So I don't do TV during the day. I like it at night. It doesn't cause me anxiety. But for whatever reason, TV during the day sends me right over the edge. That one picked up a lot. I'm really excited to see this when I'm editing because in the mirror, I can see like pink and green, maybe like a peachy pink and green. But I'm interested to see what it will look like on camera. I'm going to buff over the edge just for a bit of a better blend, maybe, I don't know. Sometimes I like a really sharp, like faux cut crease type look, and sometimes I like it to be a bit more blended. You know what I might do? I might also go grab a black eyeshadow just for the very outer corner of my lid. But before I do that, I'm going to go back in with just a little bit of Dead Man's Hand, just to where these two meet. Man, that's cool. All right, I'm going to go off camera, clean up the mess, do the rest of my face. I think I'm going to go with a little bit of black, but it'll just be enough to add some depth, but nothing else. And then I'll come back and I'll show you the final look and we can wrap this up. All right, I'm back and this is the finished look. Let me zoom you in for an up close at the eyes. And now I'll scoot you out and we can wrap this up. Okay, so I think the two palettes worked great together. In the mirror, that holographic shade doesn't really look super holographic, but I suspect in some lights it's gonna look really cool. I went with a big bold lash because, I don't know, it seemed like I should. My blush is this Rare Beauty blush in the shade Joy. I haven't used this in ages. And when I tell you I put on like a regular sized dot and then two teeny tiny little specks, that's what's on my cheeks. And it looks so pretty. Why don't I reach for this more? This is a glorious blush. I love it. My highlighter is Benefit Cookie. My bronzer is the Pat McGrath in Bronze Nirvana. Which I apparently have a hard time opening. Such a good shade for me right now. I love this. I did end up using my Natasha Denona Mini Xenon palette for the black, just on the very outer corner of my eyes. You can't even really tell that there's black on there, except that it just seems a bit deeper, which, you know, was what I was going for with the black, so that worked out. Anyway, I really liked the way this look turned out. It was super fun and really wicked easy. I'm surprised how easy it was. I did use that holographic shade on my inner corner. I wet this little motor brush like a lot, and some of it dripped into the pan, and I just like wiggled it and then put it on my inner corners, and it's pretty reflective, so not mad at that. Anyway, I don't know if any of my yammering was entertaining or not, but let me know what you think of the TV shows I mentioned, and do you watch them? And what you think of this look. I think it's fun. I'm all gussied up to go unload the dishwasher. So, yay, my exciting life. Alright, I hope that you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.